Many have illuminated the corruption and greed decades ago, and the problems simply remain. It is not an issue of awareness at this point, but clearly power games at play. Evidently, I am the first to face it with such brutal honesty. Those were the alleged handwritten words of Luigi Mangione, the man accused of assassinating United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. It goes without saying that here at Bookwise, on this podcast, we in no way condone murder, breaking the rule of law, or committing any crime for that matter. With that said, today, we are talking about a topic that it's not new, okay? Assassinations. This assassination, allegedly by Luigi Mangione of Brian Thompson, has really captured the imagination of not just the American public, but globally. I mean, it's hit a nerve. And so the way that I process things, and if you're watching, you probably do too, is through books. And so I found two in particular that seemed like they were just written by two heavy hitters, two serious experts. One is Surprise, Kill, Vanish: The Secret History of CIA Paramilitary Armies, Operators, and Assassins by Annie Jacobson. And then another book written by a former CIA operative called Perfect Kill: 21 Laws for Assassinations by Robert B. Baer. We're going to uncover three principles that are commonly embraced, utilized by politically motivated assassins. The first is an assassination. This act can never be about revenge. The next is an assassin must be purposeful and merciful. And additionally, what is a phrase used by a CIA operative? This phrase, it's a bullet with a man's name on it. What does that mean? And the last is be humble. Let the kill speak for itself. So, folks, this is not a light conversation, okay? We're not talking about his abs. We're not talking about how fine Luigi is, though there is much discourse if you want. So join me here on Bookwise as we delve into the mind of an assassin. Welcome to Bookwise from bookclub.com. I am your erstwhile host, Britt Brewer, A.K.A. Dr. Books. I am not a licensed medical professional, nor am I a professional hitman. I am just one woman who likes to read, and that is all. Luigi was apparently a very avid reader, according to his Goodreads. He loved business nonfiction, so take that or leave it. I mean, he loved Atomic Habits. He loved a 4-hour work week. Yeah. He also loved Ted Kaczynski's The Unabomber's Manifesto, so that might have cued you in. But he was definitely a reader. Okay, folks, let's get right into it. So the first principle is an assassination can never be about revenge, personal grievance, ownership, or status, meaning it has to be about something bigger. And from everything that we know now, like, say, the bullet casings that were found at the scene of the crime, which read, deny, defend, depose, meaning from the outset, we knew that this was most likely a politically motivated murder. And why can't assassinations that stick in our mind, that are famous, that are politically motivated, that are targeted, what makes these the quote-unquote perfect kill? Why can it not be about revenge or personal grievance? Well, here's a quote from The Perfect Murder. The assassin, the genuine assassin, not the murderous lunatic, is, as it were, that particularly sensitive cell of a social body which reacts first and most quickly to preserve the social body. Meaning, and that is, kind of a little bit in the weeds. But what I think that means is it can't be personally motivated. You would assume that alleged killer Luigi Mangione wasn't killing Brian Thompson because he had a personal vendetta. His was, and what we can ascertain from his manifesto, from the quote that we read earlier, this was motivated by what Mangione allegedly saw as a greater issue, the issue of healthcare, for-profit healthcare, what he said as, profits over lives. And clearly this has hit a nerve because, as you've seen across social media platforms, people have been expressing their utter contempt for the healthcare industry, and they've been sharing personal stories about being denied healthcare. And why this crime in particular has struck such a nerve is because it is about the social body. What is the next principle that many targeted assassinations tend to abide by? Be purposeful and be merciful. It's not about killing indiscriminately. An assassin is not going in and just mowing down people on the street. Not the ones that we're talking about, not the politically motivated ones. That means that someone who is targeting someone will make sure that they are purposeful. They know where their target is going to be. They know everything about the surroundings. They are able to commit the crime in a way where they can accomplish it quickly and efficiently with no other human collateral. And if you look at the surveillance footage, it was clear that allegedly Mangione was not there to harm anyone other than Brian Thompson. Brian Thompson was the target that he was after. He used a silencer, so I'm guessing not to attract a lot of public outcry. And he made sure that the target was in close range and that he finished what he was there to set out to do. That's where the merciful comes in. So it was not protracted. Brian Thompson, it would seem as though Mangione left when he knew that Brian Thompson was most likely dead. So yes, this is all very dark and ominous, but also if you've watched the news, you saw it go down. And so this is another principle. And let me just read a quote from the book, from The Perfect Murder. For the assassin, what it means is that it's not the taking of life that's difficult, but rather doing it with a well-defined purpose. Namely, preserve force and avoid war. A dagger over a nuke. Always the efficiency of it. So that is what the experts say about targeted, politically motivated assassinations. You must be purposeful when you're going in to do it. And this last section is practice humility and know your enemy. A good kill will speak for itself. And I'm going to read a quote. Since the act's objective isn't to catch up with an enemy, tweak divine justice, or divert attention from a political mess at home, there's no need to trumpet body counts, tally up scores, or for that matter, do any crowing at all. A good kill will speak for itself. I would say that many people have discussed the manifesto that was allegedly written by Mangione, but many people have remarked on the fact that it seemed very, very humble. It seemed like Mangione was saying, look, I'm not an expert. I'm not saying that I know everything, but I am someone who's been affected by this, and I'm someone who is fed up. He's not saying like, yo, I'm the best. I'm such a good killer. That is just practicing kind of a level of humility. If that is what, as these books are saying, goes into targeted assassinations. So a good kill will speak for itself. And I would say, I think that's what happened. I'm not saying it's good, but a kill will speak for itself. So it would seem as though, from the principles that are outlined in these books, this assassination by alleged shooter Luigi Mangione does follow quite a lot of these principles. So again, we're not celebrating it. We're not saying hurrah. We're not being snarky. We are just processing this together. As always, I'm your host, Britt Brewer, A.K.A. Dr. Books. And if you are interested in learning more, I highly recommend these two books, Surprise Kill Vanish by Annie Jacobson and The Perfect Kill, 21 Laws for Assassins by Robert B. Baer. And so, as we're now doing these little moments of zen, we're going to leave you with this one from The Daily Show, which I think really speaks to the throw your hands up in the air. I don't know. I'm just a human trying to process what's happening in this crazy world. So here's a little bit of understanding humanity and levity from the good folks at The Daily Show.
This is the first murder manifesto I've read that could have ended with, but no worries if not. Either way, You never see the Taliban like, death to America, although we're not experts, so grain of salt.